Hola guys, welcome to my channel. It's been a while and RTX 4090 has been here a while as well. And in this video, I'd be ranting about this one here. RTX 4080, pretty soon they'll come out as well. But yeah, I'd be talking about RTX 4090 in particular. I'd be sharing my thoughts in regards to what needs to be considered, well, in my opinion, before buying one. First things first, the CPU. I really hope you won't be buying this and pair it with a low performance CPU like a first gen Intel or Ryzen or an i3 or an i5 even. Ryzen 5, i5, yeah, sure, it'll work. End of the day, it'll be your call anyway. But all I'm saying is you'd be wasting performance. You'd be limited by your CPU's performance, even if you'd be playing with a 4K monitor. Maybe at the very least start with 5800X 3D and work yourself up. And yeah, so that's it about CPU anyway, actually. And another is the power supply. You have to consider that as well. This is in regards to the most of the video cards, if not all, comes with a PCIe 5.0 adapter, right? And some of the adapters has 3 ports or 4 ports. Me particularly, my power supply is 1,000 watt rated from Gigabyte, the one that doesn't explode. And that 1000 watt PSU only comes with three three PCIe cables. And if I decide and buy a 4090 that comes with a 8 pin port, I won't be able to uh the last port will be left blank. So I'd be limited to 450 watt performance. What you don't want to do is pigtail one of the connectors because this cable here is only rated up until 288 watts, and per port consumes 150 watts. So if you pigtail this thing, you'd be drawing 300 watts on the other end, which won't be a good idea. It's a potential fire hazard, so not really a good idea there. And yeah, so consider that because some of the video cards suggest 850 watt power supply unit. Yeah, that's fine as long as you have enough cables. That's all there is to it. Another, or in regards to power supply, so CPU, don't try and pair this with a low performance CPU. Another is your power supply unit. Make sure you have enough cables. And another is your computer casing. In regards to computer casing, let me minimize my face here. There you go. In regards to computer casing, if you check the video card you have in mind, the dimension of it, here it says here it says 334 millimeters. Yeah, sure. If you'd be upgrading your video card and you have an existing case, this is no problem. You could just simply measure it. But if you'd be buying a new case, be careful because some of the case doesn't really specify if it accounts if the dimension accounts for the other components as well, like your radiator, if you have one, or fans, right? My case in particular, the case that I have right now is a DLX21 from Dark Flash. Okay, this one here. If we take a look here, it'll say um, support for 360 millimeter radiator. It can be installed here at the front side or up top here. But some of the cases doesn't have this option here. So if you have a 360 millimeter radiator attached to the front side, and it says here the VGA, it can accommodate a 400 millimeter long video card. That won't be a problem if the radiator and or the fans accounted for. So make sure make sure which is which, all right? Or what's what, or whatever. And yeah, just make, or another is if you have a similar to this one here, if I have a 240 millimeter radiator installed on along the side here, on the side of it of the panel, I won't be able to sit the video card properly onto the motherboard. So things like that. Make sure the other components are accounted for in regards to uh clearance. All right. And another thing you may want to consider is the base portion of the computer case. This DLX21, I really like this case. It's really big, and it's the engineering is really thought out, in my opinion. Anyway, the base here is metal, and most of RTX 4090s are really heavy. It ranges from 1.5 kilograms to 2.5 kilos, and that's pretty heavy. And if the only thing supporting that weight is your PCIe port, uh, that won't be a good idea. That's why most of the cards comes with a support bracket or support stand. If the video card you'd be buying is the one from Gigabyte, I think WinForce has a support bracket that you could install along the chassis. If that's the case, no problem. But if the video card that you'd be buying comes with a support stand, it's really important to consider where you'd be placing that stand on. All right. With DLX21 or with cases similar to this one, like NZXT 700 series cases, those have a metal base portion of the case, that you won't have a problem with that. But if you have a case like Lian Li 011 Dynamic, all right, so if you have a case similar to this one here, the one from Lian Li, where you have fans mounted at the bottom, it won't be a good idea to put a support stand on top of a fan. Like, here's a fan, right? First off, you don't want to put uneven pressure on top of the motor. You'd have a clanking sensation there if you do that, and it won't be a good idea for the fans, especially while it's during operation, right? So another is you may have to you may put a bit of pressure along the braces here, and in time these become brittle, right? And it may snap off. So another thing you may want to consider, if you have this kind of case, a support stand won't really cut out for you. Maybe the one from Gigabyte with a support bracket that's installed, that's screwed onto the computer case itself, that would be a better option. Or they're similar to the MSI video card they had way back when with the RTX 3090 Ti, where the video card is there's a support line, a string where you install one end of the string onto the video card and the other one on the top side, or on the top portion here. That'll work probably if you have a similar case like this one here. But right now for RTX 4090, I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, MSI provides support stand as well. So you may want to consider that, or look into that rather. And another is a few friends of mine has been asking on my thoughts in regards to AIOs. An AIO, liquid cooling AIO, that one for a CPU, no problem. But in regards to video cards that comes with an AIO, I'm really against it, guys. Don't buy that. In the long run, you'd have a lot of you're it's a potential headache to have in the future, right? What I'm trying to say is, if a component fails or if you need to do a bit of cleaning or servicing onto the water block, you won't be able to do that. And if the water AIO completely fails, it'll be very difficult to find a replacement water block for it. All right, because every PCB varies from one version to the other. Like for example, the MSI's AIO, it doesn't actually give you, or rather, you really can't tell if the PCB of that particular video card is the same with other variants. All right. So it's really hard to find a replacement block for those kind of video cards that comes with a built-in pre-built AIO. So no, what I'd advise you to do is just buy a regular air-cooled video card 4090 and buy a water block for that. And at the very least, if you have to do some servicing on your custom water loop, you could simply reinstall the air cooler, and you'd still be able to use it, right? While you service, maybe a pump fails, you'd still be able to use the video card after reinstalling the air cooler. What you may want to do is you could visit EKWB's website first and go to the water block for the 4000 series and start from here. Check what the PCB they support and buy that video card. Me personally, I'm eyeing RTX, or rather Tufts 4090, because I'm really impressed with Tufts 3080 design way back, and 6800 XT's design. The design of Tuff for those cards I was really impressed by them, and I'm really waiting for Tuff RTX 4090 to be available here in my country. I'm from the Philippines. So once I have that, I'm planning on getting this one here from EK. I have an option. I'm here in the Philippines. It's pretty easy to get my hands on Bixby and Barrow. I'm not sure where you guys are from, uh, so that may vary. But EK, me personally, I like the design of EK. My 3090 is using Bixby as well, but again, personally, I prefer EK's design, especially in regards to the 4090. And yeah, that's all I could say in regards to water cooling. And anyway, so there are my thoughts. Yeah, so those are my thoughts, and I hope I was able to help someone out. And as always, see you in the next one.